figured as my channel's quite new, a good early on video to do would be the 50 facts about me tag, so that's the video I'm doing today. In 2010 I went to the Brits. I was in the standing audience and I was there the year that Liam Gallagher threw the Brit and the microphone into the audience. I am an only child. I have a birthmark on my left hand. It's red. It changes colour depending on how hot or cold I am. So if I'm really cold it's like purpley. If I'm really hot it goes quite red. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's sort of like around here. And then it goes up my finger, and it's how I learnt my left and right because I used to think it looked like a little ladybird, so ladybird for left. When I was younger I found the list of names that my mum was going to call me if I was going to be a girl, and I found the name Gabrielle on there, and I decided that it was better than my name, so I made my mum and dad call me Gabrielle or Gabby for ages because I thought it was better than Robin. I'm a massive film fan. I love watching films, old ones, new ones, cheesy ones, childish ones, so any movie. I just love watching movies. I actually did film studies at A-level and it was a real toss-up between fashion and film studies for university. I have a dog, his name's Louis, and he's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel and he's the cutest thing ever. Lou, do you want to make your YouTube debut? Here he comes. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Here he is. Look. Isn't he so cute? I love you, my baby. How old are you now? 4? He's 4, about 4.5. And he's just the coolest little thing in the world. I love him. I don't smoke, I never have smoked, and I never will smoke. I met Faye from Steps outside a kebab shop in Southampton. I used to work in Debenhams on the fragrance department, so I was that annoying girl that's like, do you want to try our new fragrance? I love driving. When I was 10, I sat in my mum's car and rearranged all the seat so that I was the right height and everything. And I decided there and then that 10-year-olds should be allowed to drive, and I was going to write to the Prime Minister telling him that 10-year-olds should be allowed to drive. Yes, and you should be allowed to drive too. Yes. And I passed my driving test first time. I've never broken a bone or had to go to hospital for something that's happened to me apart from being born. In year 6, so at the age of about 10 or 11, I was one of the school librarians, so at lunchtimes I used to go in there and I had a little red librarian badge, and when the other students used to come up with their books, they used to have to use a little scanner to beep out their books onto their account on the computer. I had braces from the age of 16, just before my 17th birthday, a couple of months before my 17th birthday. I had my braces put on, and then I had my top ones taken off at 18, and then I had my bottom ones on until I was 20. Space freaks me out. I don't like the idea of black holes or that we're just hanging in nothing. It just really freaks me out. Okapis are my favourite animal at the zoo. They're the ones with the stripy zebra legs. I don't know why they're my favourite animal, I just think they're really cool looking. John Travolta is my favourite actor. At A-level I did a project about him for film studies because I love him that much. Anything that he's in, I will watch. I love, love, love The Only Way is Essex. It's one of my favourite programmes of all time. I have been known to watch it and then put it on +1 and watch it again straight away afterwards. I have all of the series so far on DVD and I'm just obsessed. Speaking of TV box sets, I own so many sets of TV box sets, and once I start getting them I just have to get the whole set. So I've got Sex and the City, One Tree Hill, Gossip Girl, Vampire Diaries, Friends, own Absolutely Fabulous, Vicar of Dibley, Sabrina. I've just got so many box sets, I'm just overrun. I would like to learn to play the guitar. When I was younger I used to have this thing with my dad called Wet and Windy Walks, and we used to put our rain macs and our wellies on, and when it was a completely torrential downpour and blowing a gale we used to go down to the seafront and have a little walk. My first car was a Volkswagen Lupo. Absolutely loved it. The only reason we got rid of it was because it was falling apart and my mum wouldn't allow me to drive to university with it. I wear glasses for working on my computer, watching TV and driving. My favourite part of the holiday is sadly the bit where you come home. When I start to see England and English things like through the plane window and stuff like that, I get so excited. I don't even know why. I just love England. I love being British, and yeah, I love coming home from holiday. I do like going on holiday, don't get me wrong, but I love the coming home part because I feel like I know I've got my home comforts and my home food, and I just love it. I love making lists. I'm completely obsessive about lists. I probably make about 4 or 5 new lists a day, and if I don't have a list to sort my life out, then I physically can't cope. I love JLS. I fancy Aston so much. I've seen JLS about 4 or 5 times, no, probably 5 or 6 times in like performing live, and I'm actually going to see them in December this year, so I'm sad that they've broken up. I love high heels. I have so many pairs of high heels. I don't actually wear them that often. I just love buying them and putting them on because I don't like wearing them that often because they hurt your feet and you can't walk around all day. But when you're like walking around for a little amount of time, they just make you like, oh, they're just so beautiful. And I might actually do a high heel collection video at some point. When I was younger, much like Harry Potter, I used to live under the stairs, and I was probably about 6 or 7, and I made my mum clear out all the ironing and the hoover and everything from the understairs cupboard, and I set up a chair, a light, some posters and some of my toys under the stairs, and I actually wrote my mum a note and posted it under the living room door inviting her for tea in my under the stairs cupboard. I'm such a strange child. I've been to see the old crooner Rod Stewart twice in concert, and one of those times I took a plastic saxophone from Fisher-Price because I used to like pretending that I was playing the saxophone during one of his songs that they played the saxophone in. Again, what a strange child. My favourite meal of all time is lasagna. I could eat lasagna every single night of the week. I love it so much. I hadn't actually had lasagna before about a year ago, and Luke introduced it to me, and oh my god, just the meat and the sauce and the pasta, it's just the best combination of things in life, really. I live quite close to the Channel Tunnel, and when it first opened, they used to do a £9 crossing deal. So every Friday, me, my mum and my dad used to get on the Channel Tunnel and go and have dinner in Calais in City Europe. They used to get a few things from Carrefour, and I used to have McDonald's at City Europe, and we used to have an evening out in France. I used to have 2 guinea pigs called Tia and Tamira because I love the show Sister Sister. I would really, really like to travel. I don't think I'd want to go travelling as in like a 6-month or a year stint, but I'd love to just see loads and loads of places around the world. My parents and pretty much my whole family, they don't all live there now, but my family is from the Wirral, which is just across the river from Liverpool. So if I hear a Liverpudlian accent, I feel so at home. I just love that accent. I've just finished a degree in fashion promotion and communication. I'm a very cold person, not emotionally or anything, but I feel the cold a lot. So it could be the hottest day, and if there's a slight bit of shade, I'm like, oh my god, it's freezing. Pregnancy freaks me out. I just don't like the idea of something growing in your stomach, so someone else can be pregnant, but the idea of me being pregnant and like a foot coming out your stomach just freaks me out. So I'm not going to be getting pregnant for quite a few years because I just can't deal with the idea of like an alien growing in your stomach. I definitely shouldn't have watched the movie Alien this many times because I could just imagine it like bulging out your stomach and going crazy and then killing everyone on the ship. That's a bit extreme, but because that's not what happens when you have a baby, but you know, you get my drift. The inside of your wrists, it freaks me out. I don't know, it's the randomest thing to be freaked out by, but I just can't look at the inside of someone's wrists or have someone touch mine or look at mine. I don't like, I can't look, I mean that there, can't even look. Just because the veins are so close and you can see them and it just freaks me out. I don't like ghost trains. I can go on roller coasters, I can watch horror movies, but I don't like ghost trains. They just scare me so much. And I don't really like the dark either. I've been writing my blog for about 1.5 years now. I went to an all-girls grammar school. I've always wanted to live in London. I love the idea of living in a city, particularly London, but I don't know if it's going to be a feasible idea ever, but it's just one of those distant dreams that you have. Honey Nut Loops used to be my favourite cereal, and then they disappeared from all of the shelves. I couldn't find them at any supermarket, and then they came back and they were called Honey Loops, and they're a different formulation. Not the same, just not the same. So I really miss Honey Loops because they were my favourite cereal of all time. My favourite place to be is my bed. It's so cosy, and I've got quite a small room, and I just feel like nice and closed in and compact, and just love being in my little bed. I love doing flat back furniture, a bit of a random thing to love doing, but I love doing it. I've made my own bed, put together my own wardrobe, and how my room used to be, I put together my desk and my TV unit and drawers, and I put together the office desk downstairs. I just love doing flat pack furniture. I'm not a very healthy eater, I don't really exercise, so I'm very bad in that respect. I'm currently reading Bonfire of the Vanities by Tom Wolfe. When I was younger, I used to sunbathe in the living room. I have been to 5 US states. I am 22 years old.